You're scared to strength train because you're worried it's going to injure you. Check out what I'm about to share with you right here. The human body goes through many different processes to adapt to its environment. So if we change the environment, the body is going to gradually adapt over periods of time to accommodate and make you more efficient at dealing with that environment. So if you apply a stress, so for example, a workout, a lifting session, then your body will go through different processes to adapt. So we need to apply a stress. This is how the body changes. Apply a stress, you recover from that stress, and then you adapt to it. Okay? But it has to be in the right amount, in the right context. So if you start lifting weights, we need to think about things like your technique. Is your technique correct? Are you lifting efficiently? Are you avoiding injury? Are you moving the right way? First and foremost, you're going to want to pay attention to that, how you're lifting. Just the process of learning how to move and lift properly will make you stronger very quickly. This is part of what they call newbie gains or beginner gains, is where you see rapid progress at the beginning of your lifting journey, if you will. Sets and reps, so this is all otherwise known as the volume of work that you do, how many repetitions and sets you do over the course of a workout. And this needs to be dosed properly. If you're a newbie, it's going to look a lot different than if you're somebody that's been doing it for 5, 10 plus years of your life. So sets and reps are really big. This sets up how much stress is going to be applied to the body on any given workout. Frequency, how often, how many times a week are you training? Is it twice a week? Is it 5 times a week? How hard are you going in that time? And that goes into intensity. How much weight are you using? If your goal is to be really strong, then the weights are going to be heavier than if your goal is to build muscle. That's going to be more of a moderate intensity. And then finally, we got to make it progressive. So if you're new to lifting, say you're watching this and you don't want to strength train because you don't want to get hurt or you don't want to get too bulky or something like that, you need to start somewhere that allows you to apply the right amount of stress for your body to recover from. If you apply too much stress, then the body can't recover because maybe you injured something and it takes weeks or months to recover from that. So it's got to be progressive. Over time, you need to increase the amount of weight you lift or the sets and reps that you do, or do harder, different kinds of exercises that are more challenging in order to keep seeing results. Okay, so by dosing these things properly, getting the right amount of stress, you're going to be able to then recover from that stress and adapt to it. So that brings us to recovery. So recovery is just as important, if not more so, than the actual stress you apply to the body itself. So things like getting quality sleep, 7, 8 plus hours per night, as often as you possibly can. Your body literally recovers, it restores your muscles, your memory, everything. And then of course it gives you more energy for the next day's workout if you have another workout coming up. So sleep is huge in recovery. Nutrition as well. Having good nutrition, getting enough protein, carbohydrates to fuel your workouts, your fruits and veggies, of course, to help all of those processes in the body take place in the first place. So recovery is just as big as the stress. So if we look at it on a graph, all right, this is your fitness level, this dotted line. This is where you are at right now. Let's say you work out. Working out makes you worse. It makes you tired. It makes you sore. It makes you a bit weaker. But then you recover well. Say you get your 8 hours the next couple of nights and you eat well. Now, boom. Now your fitness level is up here. And hopefully we keep seeing this dip and then this rise and then this dip and then this rise. But overall, we're trending upward over time. So with stress, recovery. And then this here, this is your adaptation. So this is your strength. Your strength goes up, or your muscle mass goes up, or your VO2 max goes up if you're looking to improve your cardio. Okay, this is the same throughout all of these concepts. Okay, so then the adaptation takes place. Okay, and if you notice here, your fitness level goes up. So that means the dose needs to go higher as well. In order to keep progressing, the stress needs to increase over time, but not so fast that your body can't keep up. So this is where a lot of people get this wrong, is they think if they go into the gym on day one, they just need to completely smash themselves. No. I pride myself personally as a coach on not getting people super sore when they start with me. Yeah, that's right. I don't want you to get super sore. I don't want you to struggle to get up and down the stairs. Maybe sometimes that'll happen, sure, but that's not my goal. My goal is to make you better. Stress and soreness, that's just a byproduct of the training. The goal is to get better, to get stronger, to get healthier, to have more energy, right? Not to get sore. Sure, it feels good sometimes, but overall, we want to be improving. So if you apply too much stress and you get some delayed onset muscle soreness or DOMS and you're having a hard time walking, some of us, that doesn't feel too good. We don't like that. So don't apply as big of a stress when you start off. It's okay for your workouts not to be completely all out. It's okay for them to be moderate, but they need to be hard enough to challenge you and to cause an adaptation. So what happens when we adapt to our workouts? Whether this is running or lifting or whatever, the muscles get stronger, they get a little bigger, right? Especially from weight training, of course. You're not going to get much of that from running or cycling or anything like that. And so the muscles then are able to lift more weight and or lift weights more frequently as you get stronger or more adapted to the type of training that you're doing. The bones get thicker, so bone density increases over time as well. It's a little slower than the muscles adapt, but they get stronger and more resilient. So when you fall, you're less likely to break something or anything like that. So your bones also adapt to placing load on them. Being stressed is good for your body. Connective tissues also, so your ligaments that hold your joints together, they get stronger as well. Now, it takes longer. It's over longer periods of time that those tissues in particular react and adapt to these stressors, but it happens. It does happen over time. So really what's happening is if you apply the correct amount of stress to your body will adapt and it will become more resilient, not less resilient to injury, to stressors that you may apply to it. All right, say you're not in the gym and you're helping your family member stack some wood or something. Well, for one thing, it's going to be easier because you're stronger. And for another, you're much less likely to break something or pull something because your body is adapted to a higher level of stress than a couch potatoes would be. So really, when it comes to strength training or workouts of any kind, if you're really worried about starting off with a fitness program, you're afraid you're going to get injured, you're afraid you're going to get too sore because you have to go hard or it's not worth it, that is not true at all. Our workouts need to be progressive. We need to, over time, increase the sets and reps, the frequency perhaps, and the intensity in order to continue getting better. It doesn't have to be 100% all out from day one. Make it 60%, 70%. And stay there for a while. And then you can ebb and flow to higher, intensities and stuff if you want to later on, but you do not have to in order to get tremendous benefits from exercise, from strength training, from cardio, whatever it is you're doing. But in particular, when it comes to strength training, if you would do it right, if you apply stresses at the right amount, at the right frequency, and you you recover, you sleep well, you eat well, or at least well enough, you will adapt and you will actually be less likely to injure yourself than you would be more likely to. And hey, also, side note, if you do get injured, you're going to recover faster because your body is used to recovering and adapting to things. You're going to recover faster from injury in the first place. So if you follow this, what I'm saying, if you have no clue what you're doing, my Fortitude Training System program has plenty of open slots. We start you off at the right intensity for you. We adapt or we give you alternatives to the workouts that we do if needed so that you're starting at a safe place, and we gradually build you up over time. You're not going to start off doing what the person that's been here for 3 or 4 years is doing because you're not there yet, most likely. So follow some of these concepts and you'll see progress, and you'll be even able to maintain that progress over time if you get to where you want to go.